Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft2 Legacy of the Void. Today, for your Sunday series, it's going to be a long macro game featuring Polt against a barcode player. He played this on Ladder, sent out the replay pack to people who subscribe to him on Twitch, and I subscribed to him on Twitch, so I got the replay, and I'm very excited about this. A TVZ featuring Polt. A very long TVZ. Bottom right-hand corner, the Red Terran player, Polt. Link in the description to his Twitch channel. He is a handsome gentleman. He is very friendly. He respects everybody. He explains his methods. He watches his replays and learns from them. I don't know what you want in a Twitch streamer other than that. Top left-hand corner is the blue Zerg player. It is a barcode player. He is blue. Barcode players could be anybody, you guys. This could be Dark. This could be Sue. This could even be Cyril, playing under a barcode name on the Korean server. Who the heck knows, honestly? I certainly don't. So, I've been doing this thing recently on Ladder. Railgun implemented this 1312 Nydus rush off of one base for Zerg. It works way often more than it should. I'm just telling you this right now. I have no idea why it works at all. But basically you go 13 gas, 12 pool, and you basically try to go to a lair and a Nydus as fast as you can with a ton of speedlings, and then you just Nydus over here and you run in with a couple queens and like you wreck face. You can do it in about 3.5 minutes. It's crazy. I've even had players worker scout me, come up, see that I've got 2 gas running, see that I have a spawning pool done and there's no expansion, and they're just like, oh, it's fine. I don't have to worry about anything. This person obviously sucks. And then the Nydus erupts and it's like, bruh, and they have like 2 Hellions and like a Marine. It's insane. It is insanely good. So I don't know that you can ride this all the way to like Masters, but Railgun does it at the GM level in EU, so who the heck knows. Anyway, that's not what's happening here today, obviously. That is obviously what is not happening here today, as it is a hatch gas pool. Here out of the Zerg player, he is droning his face off. He's making 4 lings. There's a Reaper in... Nope, there's a Marine in production here from Polt. I apologize. Marine first. Nope, Reaper first. Reaper first. Reaper's name is Finn the Human and Jake the Dog. They were playing StarCraft on BMO when they decided they wanted to take it to the next level. That night, Jake surrounded Finn and painted himself to appear like a Reaper suit, and they sneak up on BMO, sleeping, make him click his button, transporting them to a game of StarCraft. Now they must survive, and they only have 1 life. I need to finish watching Adventure Time. It's a finished show, right? Third base down here for the Zerg player. And Finn's still alive. Finn and Jake are actually both in this Reaper suit. I don't know why. I like Adventure Time quite a bit. The backstory is really interesting and fun. I love the Ice King's backstory. It's like one of the best. Anyway, you should check it out if you haven't already. And now that it's done, I should finish it. I should, with all of the copious amounts of free time that I have, with all the StarCraft that I am casting. Queens coming on the ramp, creep spreading. Meanwhile, Polt is... I don't think I've seen Polt go mech all that much on Ladder, so definitely bioing here. If I had to guess, it's a little bit early to call that at this stage, as he's really only got the 1 barracks with the tech lab, so he's one-ing it here. Reaper, just, again, trying to kill creep tumors, trying to keep that creep from spreading, and so far I say he's done a pretty good job with this, honestly, as the creep spread is not connecting the 3rd base to the natural base yet. The queens are slow walking out here. 3 queens. It's really hard to snipe off a creep tumor when there are 3 queens ready to stab you in the face. With 2 Hellions, though, nah. Queens doing a good job. They're going off creep just enough to threaten the Hellions and keep them back. Overlord scouting in. There's only 1 Marine firing at him, and he does see, obviously, the factory's double pumping Hellions. He sees the barracks with a reactor on it, and then he sees the starport here building something, so that's got to be a Viking. So fantastic Overlord scout. Just well accomplished for sure here out of our barcode player. His APM is kind of insane right now. It's about 350 or so. Polt is sitting at around 282 on average for the game. So yeah, this is a pretty darn decent Zerg player at that. Still spreading that creep. Making sure to connect the 3rd base here and then running around to head off the Hellions. And he does. He does head him off. This is what queens do. They get their cardio workout by running back and forth on this map from this area over to this area, over and over again, so the Hellions can't kill any of their precious drones. So it's a lot of work, and it takes a lot of map awareness from the Zerg player to do it, but so far so good. Getting some shots off on that queen. Creep spreading up the ramp now. Going for the lair now at about 5 minutes, and really just, 45 workers here from the barcode player. It's some really nice macro from the Zerg. More Hellions cruising on out, and what are we there? No, he still hasn't made additional production facilities. He's going for a third command center before we see anything else. What the heck, Polt? What are you doing right now? Does he have an armory is the question. Are these going to be Hellbats? No. Nope, definitely not going to be Hellbats, but just a bunch of Hellions. No indication as to what else he's going for right now. I don't see any upgrades that would help us. Double engineering bay indicates we are going to see bio. And you know what? That might be it. That might be the key here is the double engineering bays down here. You're not going to get that if you're going to go mech. So then there's your double barracks too on top of reactors. All right, so going to be a lot of Marines with upgrades. The upgrades are going to be late, but the Hellions are trying to hold their own right now. There you go, getting that tumor and then getting on out. I mean, so far, I don't think Polt has lost anything. Zero Terran things have died so far. Apparently the front door is wide open right now, and so the Lings are trying to knock it down all by themselves. There's only 2 of them, and generally that's not going to work, but man, that auto turret takes forever to kill if all you have are queens. Ah, Lings and Banelings getting on top of the Hellions. A bunch of them do manage to escape, though. That was pretty good. Another tumor gets picked off. The creep spread is kind of abysmal on this right side. Again, because of Polt's work here. Are these Lings still? Yeah. They're still hammering away at the front door. Nothing has been over there to shut them down yet. I can't believe they've gotten this much work done. Gonna be honest with you. 4 kills, 2 kills, 2 kills, 6 kills, 2 kills. I think the Hellions have paid for themselves to some extent. Finally, a Marine shows up and shoos the Lings away. The Lings are like, hey, we were just bashing our heads against your wall. Like, we weren't going to break it or anything. I mean, eventually we would, but that'd be your fault because, geez, we don't hit that hard. We really do not. Ground 1, or Ground Carapace, level 1 coming in now from the Zerg player, making a Hydralisk Den. Got a 4th base coming up now that the Hellion pressure is pretty much done. His queen count is okay. Nice transfuse there. He got 9 queens, never mind. He has 9 queens at 6.5 minutes, 72 workers at 6.5 minutes, 7 minutes. He's doing just fine for himself. His 4th base is halfway complete. Creep spreading down that way. Viking killing Overlord. No transfuse there on that queen at all. Sorry, Overlord, you're going to die because the queen does not have enough energy for a transfuse. Probably used it on one of her buddies just a couple of minutes ago, so no energy for you, Senior Overlord. Lings and Banelings off creep, trying to get a surround on these Hellions. I try this sometimes, and it doesn't go well for me as a Zerg, I can tell you that much. But it's enough. It's enough Lings here that all the Hellions are going to die. How many Lings and Banelings died, I don't know, but the Hellions are out, and now the map control belongs to the Zerglings. 10 drones at a time from Zerg player, recognizing I just killed all of the Hellions. I can drone my face off right now. 4th base, 82 workers here. Polt's 3rd is up and running and constructed. Army supply about the same, but that worker advantage is humongous for the Zerg player right now. He's got 82 to 58 worker lead. His income is going to be through the roof. Okay, so it's technically below Pulse right now because mules are good. We haven't quite saturated the area. Now I've saturated the 4th base. Workers are coming back in. And it should start. There we go. Absolutely great there for the Zerg player now. All right, so he's looking fantastic, both on gas income and mineral income. Lings, Banelings, Queens chasing away this small Marine group. That is not enough Marines to deal with that at all. Range coming in for the Hydralisks. Do they have the... This looks like they have the movement speed upgrade off of creep. So we can check that. Muscular augments is in fact done. Banelings have Baneling speed. We've seen them cruise around. Baneling speed and plus speed or plus armor too, +5 armor. Makes them a little bit tankier. I don't know that it's really made a difference in what I've seen. Like the armor is nice, but or the HP is nice rather, but it's still Marines can still target fire them really easily. 5th base on the way from the Zerg there. Sensor tower up. I'm loving this from Polt. He is thinking about taking a 4th base up along that right side. Clears out the little Zergling infestation that exists, clearing some tumors as they are creeping up. I mean, all the work that he did to stop this creep spread, and it's basically pushing up on his 3rd base right now. That's just got to be a little bit demoralizing if you are a Polt. Marines pushing up the right side with some medevac support. Oh, finding an Overlord. All right. I mean, free damage is free damage. That's another Overlord that I don't think he saw. Tumors going down. Bam, 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 bam. Again, it's been more anemic on this right side because that's where a lot of the Hellion action was focused. A couple of Marines left on the ground and killed. Medevacs have to get the heck on out of there because Hydras exist. And they have range and they have speed. Still spreading it down. Look at this. Look at how far. Look, you can see the creep and this base that's being constructed at the same time. This is crazy. This Zerg player is really, really good at Zerg. I'm very impressed by him so far. Polt really has his hands full right now. So he's down hugely in economy. His army is about the same, but the map control and the creep spread is making it really hard for Polt to do really much of anything here. He's doing what he needs to do. He needs to get out there and kill creep tumors and just find what damage he can. Oh, the overlords were going to push in, or rather, the overlord spots these medevacs. They were going to push into the main base, but instead, no. Meanwhile, flanking it from both sides. I don't know. It's a lot of tanks. Oh, Lingbane Hydra is going to work into a, sieged tank position, if you ask me. No, it's not going to work out the teeniest or tiniest of bits. Dropping in here. Ling's handling these dudes. Marines, too. Yeah, that was a bit of a blind drop there from Polt. He was pushing the front while trying to drop inside the main. Nope. Not going to happen. 114 to 110 army supply. The Zerg player is up, but just be the tiniest and tiniest of bits. He's going to lose that medevac. Medevac down. That other one might die here, too. Whoosh. No, it's still in range. Ah, it ends up dead. Banelings and Hydras. No, the tanks, they were unsieged for a second, but now they're sieged. And everybody dies here. So that drop gets absolutely cleaned up by the barcode player. That is some brutal, brutal stuff. Polt, he's trying to get stuff done. It's just not working out for him thus far. That said, the Zerg player has not been able to kill a base or kill any SCVs at all, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, 0 SCVs have been killed so far. So both players unable to do much in the first 11 minutes of this match. Fourth base coming up here, upgrading to a planetary fortress, but guess what? Zerglings found it. And the Zerglings happen to have a lot of upgrades, +2 there, defending the fourth base with Lings, Queens, Hydralisks, and Banelings, forcing a cancel on the planetary fortress and a liftoff. Those Lings did. Nicely done. Denying that quite nicely. So many Zerglings cruising around. They're getting +3 ground carapace here at 11 minutes for Vipers at a time. This Zerg player, I don't know who it is, but they know what they're doing. And they're doing exceptionally well here. Tanks, Marines attacking on up into the Queen Ling line. And all of the Marines die. Is there enough support here for these tanks? It looks like there is. Not going to overextend. Medevac's flying directly over creep here in the north. I don't know that's what they want to do here. Another Marine group comes in and tries to get some damage off on that hatchery, but no. Not going to happen. Too much army present. The Lings chasing these Medevacs around. You're not going to drop on our 6th base. Thank you very much. Or 5th base, rather. That is a 5th. My counting skills are the best counting skills. Ultralisk Cavern on the way now from the Zerg player inside the natural base. I am not convinced that Ultras are what you want versus Terran, who's going bio. They can tech switch into Marauders pretty darn effectively. Oh, here come the Banelings. Time to lift up. And there it is. There's the lift up. And there's the retreat, killing some tumors in the middle here while getting Blinding Cloud. Viper flanked on all of these tanks in the south. All right, so all the tanks are down. There is no saving them at all. The attack in the middle gets rebuffed by the Zerg units. Are the Hydras, can they stand? Not without their Ling and Baneling support. No, sir. They need those Lings and those Banelings to buffer for them without question. 5th base in a bit of trouble. A spot of trouble here with these +3 Marines here with Stim and Combat Shield. The Lings trying to make it happen on their own. No, you got to bring the Banelings in and the Hydras. They were too late. They were too late. A lot of Lings died for no reason there. And just kind of abusing the immobility here of the Zerg forces, abusing the cliffs. The fact there is no Spire and there are no flying units for the Zerg player means that Polt can get some stuff done here. And again, that's another reason maybe not to go for Ultralisks. Anyway, some drones are going down. It's not a huge problem. How many have been killed so far? Only 9 drones have been killed so far in the game. It's still 67 workers for the Zerg. He's going for Nydus Canal, or Nydus networks. Nydus, 2 of them, which means you can build 2 Nydus worms at the same time. I'd really love to see some Nydus play here from the Zerg player. I don't know if he can. I don't know if he has the time to do it, but I'd like to see it nevertheless. Some Infestors would be really good. Infestors can slow down the Marine balls, and on creep, the Ultras can catch them quite nicely there. But if you don't have the Infestors, the Marines and the Marauders are going to kite forever. That's the problem here. Zerglings just on the edge are going to try to get into this 3rd base, and there's a bit of a wall, so the Lings have to go around, and the tanks set up in siege mode. I don't know about this, man. Your tanks are going to get some friendly fire on your... Yeah! What I'm talking about. Friendly fire on the SCVs, killing a bunch of them in the mix there. 3 SCVs go down. Not as many as I previously thought. How did you get over here? I don't know. You're dead now, though, little Marines. You are super, super dead now. Oh, nicely done. Picking off a medevac. 1 medevac remains. That's been bouncing back and forth between this 5th base and this main base for it feels like the last 5 minutes or so. Anabolic Synthesis just about wrapping up, making the Ultras faster off creep. than they would be without it. Too many Lings present. They've got the +3 armor. They just hit. They're getting adrenal glands too. Hit like trucks. Polt, again, he'd like to kill a base. He really would, but I'm not sure he's capable of it. Not right now, anyway. There's just too much creep. He is marching on this 4th like he owns the joint, though. He's pushed the creep back. Finally, all of these Marines get cleaned up in the north side. Liberators in the mix now. There we go. There's our zoom. Tanks setting up. Where are the Vipers? Where's the blinding cloud? There it is. There's the blinding cloud on a whole bunch of these tanks. The back line of tanks getting some blinding cloud on them as well. And then pulling back. The Liberators doing too much work. I think this is going to be a dead base. This very, very, very much looks like it to be a dead base. Probably a Nydus going to come up there inside the main base in just a minute. Overseer looking at that very longingly. And the hatch goes down. First blood drawn. First base killed by Polt at about 15-minute mark of this match. It's been a lot. It's been a lot of work from both players, and finally, he gets the kill there. He can't re-expand there either because, holy cannoli, there's a lot of stuff there. Hydra just dealing with this Liberator. Liberator setting up the 6th base. Hydra is handling that double Nydus worm inside the main for Polt. Is he responding properly? Zerglings and Ultras over here at the command center. Gonna force a lift up on that, and it does. A lot of SCVs are gonna go down. Meanwhile, flooding some Lings and Hydras into the main base. Not a lot, though. Most of the army here is going to be attacking at that 5th and defending here inside the middle of the map. Oh, never mind. More Hydras and Ultras pouring out of the Nydus network here. Goodbye, Ferenz. I guess taking down some of these barracks would be pretty good, if you were to ask me. Double Nydus coming up towards that 4th base of Polt. More Lings cruising out. He needs Banelings. The tanks are here. It's time to go. Tanks are here. Liberators are here. He evacuates into the Nydus. These ones are going to erupt fairly shortly, and they are still attacking Polt. I don't know how he's multitasking like this. Ultralisk manages to get rid of those guys. Unloading here into the 4th base. Too many tanks, man. Just too many tanks. Pulling all of the tanks out, actually, which doesn't seem like the greatest of ideas. I know you have to worry about this, but pulling up here to a central location means your main base is really exposed, and suddenly, guess what? More Nydus and worms. Meanwhile, the left side is being defended here by a couple, some Hydralisks, some Ultras. Something in the mix. These Nydus worms are just going to get killed without doing much of anything, it seems like. Oh, some Ultras come out. Oh, alright. So, new Nydus exits being placed here. The Ultras do not like being stuck in tight spaces like that against Marauders and against tanks, so they're going to try to kill as many of these dudes as they can. They get a tank. That's pretty good stuff. And then evacuate. And one made it into the Nydus. Meanwhile, attacking to the 4th base. There are still some defending tanks, abducting the tanks into the Hydralisks. Nicely done on those Vipers. Both worms inside the main base go down. Reinforcing units are showing up at the 4th for Polt and driving away the Zerg player pretty darn handily. Most of his army is here. So 135 to 110 army supply in favor of Polt right now. He's down in workers, but mules are good. And a lot of his stuff is Marines. Don't need a whole lot by way of gas income. Sensor tower sniped. Nicely done. Fully upgraded cracklings inside this mineral line is not good for you. Tank fire, yes, but it hurts your SCVs at the same time. Marines attacking up the left side. They're trying to take down this. What is this, like a replacement 4th base for the barcode player. Ghosts in production. He's going for personal cloaking for the ghosts. I think that command center might just be dead. There are too many Hydras here. They have the +2 attack. Yeah, base down. First base killed by the Zerg player. He needs to deal with these Liberators, and he needs to deal with them now. Whether that's Corruptors, I don't know. Oh, the Ultras found some ghosts. They don't have Cloak. Thankfully, some medevacs do evacuate one of the dudes, but the other one completely out of there. Spire on the way, recognizing he needs some Corruptors. Is barcode. Banelings crashing through. They can actually stop all of the income at this base if and they want to. Yeah. They just kind of force a response, and then they head on out. No big deal. Resources lost. 21,000 for Polt, 30,000 for the Zerg player. But his macro, I think, has been better. He's been able to lose more and still keep up with what's going on right now. He's at 190 supply compared to Polt's 171. His army supply is bigger as well. He's got amazing upgrades across the board here. Look at these upgrades, man. He's got Carapace. He's got melee attack. He has a missile attack, adrenal glands, chitinous plating. Abduct on a couple more of those tanks. Not too shabby. But tanks from the low ground to the high ground. 3rd base being attacked by Lings and Ultras. again. Not supply blocking Polt because he has so many supply depots and bases everywhere. He did land a 5th, though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Muling that thing pretty darn heavily. 7th base coming up down south right now for the Zerg player. Spire just about done. He's keeping the pressure on the Terran so that he can't push out with those Liberators. And really causing problems because he didn't have a Spire, and it's hard. I guess Vipers have Abduct. Hydras can do pretty well here too, but we really want our Corruptors. Immediate greater Spire tech right now at about 20 minutes from the barcode player. Quick plug for the Patreon. If you want a bonus StarCraft 2 cast every week from Falcon Paladin, hit me up at patreon.com/Falcon Paladin and support me for at least $1 a month out there. That's it. It's just a pledge of $1 a month gets you access to one more StarCraft 2 professional cast every week, cast by me. Nydus Worms starting to come up inside the main, but a Marauder left behind to defend against that one. Nydus Worms erupting just on the creep, not really aggressive ones, but still, got to put some of the fear, some of the fear of Zerg here, and there we go. One Marauder, surprisingly not enough to kill 2 Nydus Worms by his lonesome. Ultras here inside your main base. It is not a good place to be, man. Oh boy, Liberators here to defend it. Liberators are the perfect response. Let's go back in. Oh, one Ultra does not make it back in. Ends up completely dead there. 3rd base in a little bit of trouble here. Ultra, forcing a liftoff at the very least. Sensor tower sniped off there again. Steady targeting, taking down an Ultralisk. Steady targeting, taking that one down from distance. Taking some shots here. 36 HP on that dude. He wants to get out and get good. 13 Corruptors at a time in production for the barcode Zerg. Zerglings showing up at the 3rd base. This has been a favorite harassing point for barcode for sure, but 7 Broodlords are on their way. And I am not convinced that we are ready for this if we're Polt. We got 6 Ghosts, which is nice. I guess we have nukes. That's nice. So 6th base under attack by a nuke. Ghost up here in the right corner. Nice pull though. Zerg player ready for it. It's going to kill a couple larvae and literally that's it. But hey, why not take some nukes? Why not do that for your breakfast here? Hydra, they're going to get this 3rd. The Hydra count is too high to save it. The Lings and the Banelings and the Ultras are distracting exceptionally well. It's on fire anyway. Will it be repaired is the question. Is anybody here to repair it? He probably could drop some mules to make it happen. This Ghost, man, he's just harassing drones. That's all he's doing. He's got 8 kills. That's bonus damage versus light. That's pretty beautiful stuff. Where the heck is your detection, honestly? Should at least have a Spore at every base. Bonus damage versus Hydras is pretty fantastic, too. Okay, but for real... Oh my gosh, he's building a Spore. Do you not have any Overseers you can fly over here? He's got 1 Overseer on the map. This Ghost is Hero Ghost. 13 kills. He's going to die in about 2 seconds here. There it is. But 13 kills on that man is not bad. Forcing a cancel, actually killing a base up north. Polt, little hit squad of Marines and Marauder down there, fully upgraded dudes. The Broodlords have not been used in any sort of capacity other than defensively right now. So, double nukes. Double nukes being produced right now from Polt. Upgrades across the board are just beautiful and fantastic. Plus 3 vehicle weapons is done, making the tanks that much scarier. Broodlords are coming in. That Viking count is currently 4 with 2 more on the way. Got some ghosts for steady targeting if they can get it off. We've seen it attempted and successful and attempted and failed sometimes. So we'll see what is here in this particular match. Did you also know there's a Falcon Paladin Hour, a podcast where me and Samacron talk about StarCraft. We talk about TV shows and upcoming video games and movies that you're interested in, like the Infinity Wars series, Captain Marvel, Detective Pikachu. I think we've talked about a little bit too there, but Witcher TV show coming up on Netflix. Nuke attempt. Nope. Man, Ghosts have the most agonizing death screams in all of the game. Of all of the Terran and Protoss units that have death screams, Ghosts just sound like they're being absolutely drawn and quartered, man. 3rd base, again, still alive. Has been repaired, mind you. But it's taken the most damage of any building in the game, I think. Anything that hasn't died yet, anyway. No, my Nydus Worms. Zerg player hanging out. Getting some banelings, defending his Nydus forms along the left side. The right side's got some too. I kind of like the mobility he's got. He might just be trying to starve out Polt. Although Polt's taking a base at the top for his, good golly, is that his 6th? 3, 4, 5, 6. We count this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's his 6th. Nuke at the bottom left doesn't happen either. I mean, the map awareness here for the Zerg players has been pretty good. After that first nuke landed, there have not been any other successful lands, which is a good sign of a decent player trying to get up here with... Oh, nuke gonna land here. The Vikings are defending their ghost compadre. And the tumors are gonna die because you can't relocate them, but everybody else gets out. It's a lot of dead tumors. You must be very proud. 8 kills on that ghost. Some of them creep tumors. Look at this little force defending the 6th or 3rd base rather for Polt. He's like, I'm not losing this base. I'm interested in keeping it forever. There's still gas here, and he's gonna retake one of those refineries. Neural Parasite coming in from the Zerg player because why not at this stage of the match? We're 25 minutes in. Absolutely should happen. Hydra's just yum yum yum. From distance, man, with 3 attack, just hit like absolute trucks. Versus that bio. They can't really stand in there, but if there are Lings and Banelings threatening, the Hydras can trail and hit against Marines and Marauders that are retreating and really cause them some problems. Infestors in production, more Ghosts on the way, more nukes finishing up. This is turning into a pretty crazy ZVT here. This really feels like the Morrow versus Scarlet cast that I posted on the channel last week. Really fantastic ZVT between 2 crowd favorites for sure. And yeah, it kind of felt like this. Every base is getting taken. Vikings trying to get some shots off. Nice fungals and parasitic bombs on the Vikings here. I kind of like it. Slows them down. They can't run from spores as easily. Another nuke really not being dealt with here. Spores need to get out. Like now, though. Guys. Guys? Alright, well, they're dead. Okay, Marines and Marauders take down the Nydus worms at the south here. They're coming after this 7th base, and they just have so much DPS and so few units. It's just it's kind of insane. The Ultralisk is like, don't make me go in there. Medevac does get picked off as the pickup and the retreat happens. But yeah, the Ultra's like, I don't want to go into a choke point with 3/3 Marauders. Are you kidding? He does pull back after taking a ton of damage though. He only has 1 kill and 100 HP. Bringing some drones back in. He's got 58 workers. He's got a bank of 4,000, 2,000 right now. Oh, catching little Ghost trying to make an excursion onto the creep here and kill some stuff. No, sir. Says, Barcode, that's not going to happen for you, my friend. Another attempted nuke. And once these spores are smart enough to get the heck on out of there, and they do. Out of the range of the nuke radius. So that's a Marine who's going to die. I don't know what he was doing there. I guess early warning system. Now there are tanks defending this 3rd base. Wow. That Ultra died so fast. Again, did not have much of way of the HP, but still. 2 more Infestors coming in. Where are... I guess they've been throwing up fungals up here at the front with their Broodlord friends. And their Corruptor friends here. Polt at the south. Pretty scary army. He's got 5 tanks with +3 attack. This hatchery is in trouble. The creep is not connecting the base to the rest of them. A lot of drones getting focused down here, folks. I mean, the Infestors, maybe some fungals would be good, but I think this hatch is done. I think Polt's going to take that down. And he does. He gets his 3rd hatchery of the game. According to this, it is the 3rd hatchery killed. 12 Nydus worms down, too, by the way. It's a lot of Nydus worms for sure. He's just building command centers and orbital commands here in the middle of the map. The top right base has effectively been left alone for pretty much the whole time here. I mean, this is a nice defensive position, honestly. Toss up some infested Terrans and then abduct our Liberators into it, and then, by golly, Liberators die so fast to infested Terrans. Another abduct would not be amiss here, I don't think. He's trying to get vision. Infested Terrans waddling into their deaths. Don't want to be doing that, guys. Oh, catching a fungal and a big old group of ghosts, and broodlings just chew them up. Oh! That hurts for Polt. He just lost a ton of his ghosts. How many does he even have right now? He has 9, and he's lost a total of 14. That was brutal. Don't want to be losing those. Fusion Core coming in. I'm not sure if those are for Broodlords or not, but late game Broodlords not a bad strategy when it comes down to the late game ZVT. Sucking off energy off of these front of the line Spore Crawlers. The Vipers want as much energy as they can Zergly get. Creep spreading down this left side. Polt has not really made an aggressive position for quite some time, but he did shut down this base and he did shut down this base. And he is taking it himself here, so he's winning the game of who has the most income. That Liberator, it could have escaped, except it just A-moves to its death instead of being told to go back home and reset up that that defender mode circle. Honestly, I am surprised we haven't seen like a Nydus Worm attempted here, or the Broodlords coming from here to attack onto this, something along those lines. He just keeps moving into the same spot. I guess if he can break it, that base is dead anyway. So double nuke attempts, one on the Broodlords and the other one up here, that 12 o'clock base for Barco. The Broodlords are running, but they are catching some serious Viking hits. Get chased away by some infestors. So that one explodes. That one does not explode at the 12 o'clock position, but some engagements with Broodlords coming to clear this out in the southern section of the map. Barcode is fighting really, really hard right now. He should probably re-expand here. There's enough gas here to make it worth it. About 3,000 gas, another nuke attempt. And the Overseer comes in, abducts the Ghost. That cancels the nuke immediately, and the Ghost gets killed. Being abducted, you can't call a nuke in, it turns out. EMP catches a ton of those infestors, though. Did the Ghost die for it? I think the Ghost died for it, but that was worth it, man. EMP on every single one of these infestors. I don't think any of them have energy right now. Maybe some of them were in the back, but everybody in the front here looks totally bereft of that stuff. Broodlords just chucking down 3/3 Broodlings on everybody. How are things for you? He does not have any attack upgrades for air, surprisingly. He's going to try to infest it, tearing down this planetary fortress. That's a weird decision, man. I'm not sure that's what you want to be doing here. Yeah, that just seemed like a waste of energy, honestly. The repair is going to keep everything alive. Broodlords would be a better decision there for sure, but they're retreating. Marco maxed out. He's sitting on a 5,000 to 3,000 bank right now. Polt is at 500 at 600. He does not have the bank to rebuild an army if he happens to lose it all. I mean, you think he would. He's had this base forever. He's taking this base down here at the 6 o'clock position. Changelings come on in and try to deal with it, but or at least scout and see what's going on. I mean, he knows there's a base here. I'm not sure what the Changelings are present for anyway, but sorry, Changelings, you're out. Nukes up north. This has been the nuke position of the kingdom and Cyber Forest for the last few minutes for sure. They're both going to land, it looks like. Another one replacing. Man, two more, man. Two more replacing these dudes. Oh, he assimilation successful. The Ghost. This one's gonna. Ah, it was weird. Why would I guess the Vipers didn't have enough energy for an abduct entirely? Possibly. Third player needs to retake this base. He is running out of resources extremely quickly. Yes, he has a bank, but his income is not good. He needs to either kill one of Polt's bases or re-expand down here. This is the only option that he has. He's got a pretty decent army with which to defend it, I think, but he's just not doing it, and I don't know why. He's spreading creep. He's really focusing on the north up here. He has a bank. Maybe he's feeling like he's got this thing won just because he has the bank, but that is no guarantee, man. The infestors are slowly regaining their energy. What do we got? 39 energy on one of them that were EMP'd. Nuke attempt happens here. Fungal on the Ghost. And the nuke does get canceled. Fungals on the Viper, or on the Vikings, rather. Retaking the base in the south. The Marines and Marauders find it. Where's your defense? No! Base down. Not even canceled. Top base for Polt is in trouble. It's getting chomped upon by Broodlords. Parasitic bomb on the Vikings there. This group does not actually survive all that well after killing that hatchery, but they did kill the hatchery, and that's really all that matters. Another nuke right by these Nydus Worms. They take some radiation to the face for sure. Fungal whiffing there. Remember when Fungal was an instant cast and not a projectile? Pepperidge Farms remembers. Ow. Your infestor should not be taking tank shots. Pro tip of the day. Creep spread not happening either. Taking tank shots. Nuke up north. Steady targeting on the Broodlords from the high ground. This high ground position is so good. Nuke canceled for these Ghosts. I'm liking it quite a bit, honestly. 181 to 191 supply. 164 to 150 on that. Oh, he missed the Ghost, but they pulled out of there anyway. Canceled their cloak. And canceled on that one. Retaking the 6th base down south. Again, Where is the army with which to defend this base? If you're going to expand down here, you can't just try to do it and hope Polt lets you have it. He's not going to let you have it. I'm looking right now. Wow, and Nuke managed to make it all the way into the 4th base. Nuh-uh. He's not going to catch these Broodlords. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. All right, they're out. They're out of the range. And this group at the bottom pulling back to their tanks. A bunch of the bio is dead. There are 3 Marauders here. And then 3 tanks. So the Broodlords should be able to handle this. There's literally no anti-air. But the Broodlords instead go north. I guess they're worried about this Marauder group coming up and killing all the tumors. So Polt doing a good job keeping his stuff alive by distracting, right? Distracting the Zerg player, making him feel like he needs to go north there instead of just wiping this out. So base is up, income is happening, but there's a nuke right on top of it at the moment here. Broodlords trying to get down on top of those tanks. They do pick one off. This has just been such an economic game. It's like 1 tank down. 1 base nuked. Parasitic bomb and a couple of these Vikings. It really hasn't been mass deaths of anything for anybody. The Liberators are just causing major problems. Liberators getting abducted. And then, again, they could have made it home. They just refused to go home. They want to attack instead. This base is entirely mined out, so the nuke's not really going to accomplish much, I don't think. Replacing... Oh, I didn't actually lose this base. That's right. The nuke did some stuff, but where is this army going? Come back. You can't lose this. Priorities, man. Priorities are kind of falling apart right now for our Zerg player. Nukes are everywhere for Polt. He's got 4 nukes at a time in production. The base down south ends up dying. Nuke attempt. Oh, that nuke landed. Okay. That one did. I don't think anything else has, though. Zerg's bank is falling apart a little bit, you guys. He's only at 1,300 where he was at 4,000 previously. Still has a bunch of gas. Planetary Fortress is not going to go down. It is burning, but the SCVs are repairing it. Fungal catching some of these ghosts here. Steady targeting. Taking down a couple of the Broodlords. A couple of ghosts get killed in process. A tank goes down to the Broodlings too. Base replaced. Okay, look, seriously, leave these guys here. There's going to be attack on it soon. If you could EMP these infestors, it would help immensely. Changeling comes up. Nuke. Spotted. Fungal reveals the ghost, but he's still alive, and everybody has to get out of there. He gets all healed up here. This is some pretty good stuff from Polt. Fungals, Banelings on top of everything. Chain fungling there too. Ghost is down. No nuke that time. Hatchery finishes. Income is back up from 0 for the Zerg player. This north is just Gettysburg, man. This is just where everybody has been dying during this battle. During this war here. Fungals late. And Fescitarian's getting tossed down again. Again, not the best choice if you're dealing with ground. But I guess the combination of Broodlings plus Infestitarians, they do benefit from upgrades. There are 3-3. Saving it is not going to be a possibility here. The Vikings do snipe off a couple of these air units. Nuke attempt on the south if it catches. If it catches. Oh my gosh, it's going to catch. Ghost. Oh no, just barely dodging it. Absolute incredible awareness of what the radius of that nuke is from the Zerg player. Suddenly the bank is 170 for the Zerg player. The bottom base is getting wrecked again at 17 to 38 harvesters. This game, you guys. Hydra's attacking in, taking tank shots. Not what you want. The Broodlords need to get in there and finish the job. But there are some Vikings who have joined the party here too. Engagement at the top. The Zerg player feels a little bit emboldened to push further than he has in the past. Polt, all his income is here. This is it. This is all that he has right now. What an absolutely epic ZVT. I'm not even sure who's going to win this thing at this point, as technically Army Supply is favoring the Zerg player by about 50. Polt could be in some trouble, you guys. Replace... Oh, the base is still up. What? How did Polt not kill this? That's huge. That is huge. There is actually income here for the Zerg player. This is getting mined out. This is getting mined out. We're going to mine out this map, and it's going to come down to who can make the best trades over time. Long distance mining gas. Polt up at the north. Spellcasters, really important here. 3 infestors, 5 infestors at a time. 4 ghosts. The Liberator Ball is huge and scary. Broodlord picked off by the Vikings. Fungal catching the Vikings and the Ghost. Chain fungling down the Ghost to some extent here. Is there... No, not enough to kill them. The medevacs are trying to heal up, but they're getting picked off by Spore Crawlers somehow, some way. Vikings chasing this away. 172 to 144 supply. Hatchery getting focused down by Marines and Marauders. They're going to get it here. Nuke attempt somewhere. Somehow the hatchery does end up going down there in the south for the 3rd or 4th time in this match. It feels like army supply 152 104. Zerg player is up big time, but Polt, he's got the Liberator count to make this thing happen. Neural Parasite on some of these units would be interesting, I think. Just chain fungling down Vikings. Again, it's energy for actual units. Steady targeting takes down one of the infestors. Another whiff on a fungal there, but some Broodling Fire. Chewing up some of those ghosts there. That's not good. Hydra is taking down the refinery, getting rid of a lot of these SCVs that are still long distance mining to a no longer existing refinery. This is getting an epic tag. I cannot believe this match. Infested Terrans on the ground, wrecking a bunch of these Liberators, taking tank shots. In the process, they will prioritize the Liberators unless they're being directly affected there. Fungal on the Ghosts. Infested Terrans getting rocked here too. The Vikings trying to clear as many of these Broodlords out as they can. More Infested Terrans getting tossed out. What an absolutely insane scene right now. Vikings getting destroyed by the anti-air. Vikings dodging the anti-air of the Infested Terrans. 84 to 49 army supply. Everybody is done. Polt might be done here, ladies and gentlemen. His last source of income is getting wrecked. The Zerg player doesn't have any income either, though. Income is precipitously falling right now for both of these players. There's some long-distance mining going on up north, and I think that's about it. Once this Planetary Fortress is done, but the steady targeting, trying to catch some of these Broodlords, and they're doing it with the Fungals, the Chain Fungals. Transfuses, trying to keep the Broodlords alive. Anti-air of the Queens is pretty insane versus these Vikings. This game is blowing my mind. The Vikings getting destroyed. Ghosts getting destroyed here too. Planetary Fortress is rocketed with 88 kills. Liberators setting up. Get out of the circle. Anti-air getting tossed down. Planetary Fortress is alive. Marines dealing with the infested Terrans. And Polt pulls it out. What? Wow. Those last few minutes were absolutely insane. Zerg player trying to take down the Planetary Fortress. Just bleeding Broodlords non-stop. Polt manages to squeeze out a handful of Marines, bring them from over here, wander him over, protect his one remaining source of income. He still has it, man. Still has 11 workers for the 16 the Zerg player has. Absolutely crazy go nuts finish there. The infestors do not have energy for anything, it seems like, based on their health and energy bars there. They don't have any fungals. They don't have any infested Terrans. They threw down the infested Terrans to deal with the Liberators. The Marines came in, wrecked those, and that was it. It all came down to that one little engagement. That's all it was. Incredible ZVT for your Sunday. Wow. I mean, again, the theaters of engagement are up here in the north and then down here in the south. I still feel like this base got killed too many times for the Zerg player. He should have just left an army contingent down here and defended it over and over and over again. Instead, there were multiple times Polt was able to wander in. There's nothing defending these drones or this hatch and completely wipe it out. And meanwhile, this income was coming in at all times. Finally, the Zerg player got rid of it, but it was too late, as Polt had this base that he was still mining from over and over again. And I just... Resources lost 76,000 for the Zerg player and 72,000 for Polt. That is how you know it was a good match. As you get into the 70s of thousands. 14 Nydus Swarms killed, 8 hatcheries killed. If you kill 8 hatcheries versus a Zerg player, you're doing something right. Only lost a Planetary Fortress and a command center that entire time. Polt keeping the third base alive. Look at how long this thing stayed alive. It could have died. It could have died several times and never did. 218 Marines went down. 40 Ghosts died. 35 Vikings. 65 SCVs. 71 drones. 628 Zerglings. 22 Broodlords. 16 Ultralisks. 34 infestors. So yeah, basically the Zerg player was able to mine more. He had more resources to spend on stuff, but he lost a lot more too, as we can see here, with the 4,000 resources more lost than Polt. So good cost-efficient play out of Polt. Liberators, Ghosts, Marines, Marauders, tech switching to whatever he needs depending on what the Zerg player is doing. The infestors were huge until they weren't, until they were out of energy. And that one mistake of instead of just retreating from the Liberators, he tried to kill them with the infested Terrans. Marines came in and wiped them out. And that was it. That was all the infestors had. A couple fungals would have made all the difference in this engagement, but it wasn't there. It wasn't there. So GG. GG for sure. Again, please check out Polt on Twitch. He's a great follow for sure. It doesn't cost you anything to follow him out there. Just let you know when he's streaming. He does stream fairly late. Like 11 p.m. Eastern in the U.S., which is not great times for Europe either. But I think he's in Korea. Did he move to the U.S.? I think he might have moved to the U.S. recently. I'd have to look into that. Maybe you can too. All right, cool. So that is going to be it from me today. This is Ben, Falcon Paladin, coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void and your Sunday series. Okay, it was one game, not a series, but still. Come on. You had a good time, right? I think you did. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also find me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.